I'm Joe Harrison, and I believe attitudes need to change. There needs to be greater education about people with learning disabilities and definitely more common sense. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Bethany. I work for MenCap. Before I was born, when I was born, the doctors said to my mum that I will not live until I'm 10 years old. Now, 50 years on, I'm still here, and they're not stopping me now. And I'm also a peer advocate for 2 people with profound and multiple learning disabilities, who I support very well. Thank you.
My name's David House, and I work for Harrow MenCap. And Harrow MenCap have been doing a lot of good things with people with learning difficulties in Harrow, and we do a lot of work with the local health authority, including the health authority and as well the partnership board and the council in Harrow to make improvements in health services. And we run a forum that is paid by the NHS in Harrow to make awareness of health needs, and we've done forums on breast cancer and testicle cancer, bowel cancer, and we've just done a forum on HIV last year. We've done one about hate crime. It is very important as well, not in just locally, but in the NHS as well. Things do happen, and it's a brilliant thing to improve services everywhere, really, to make it better for everybody.
I'm Laura. I work in Southwark. I work with Speaking Up Southwark. Speaking Up is a group, advocacy group, and I talk about health. I go to the health meetings and stuff like that. I really enjoy it, and it's a lot to do. I go and see different people in different centres. They talk about health and everything. Some of them have health check and some don't. I haven't had a health check before, so I like to know about it. But I've been to I want to know about health a lot because it's important. I eat healthy too, so it's important to talk about health. Okay.
My name is Bethany Burley. I work in autism and mental health in Department of Health, and I am 33. Now, this year the DLA did benefits checks, and they wrote to the doctor and asked her about me and said that she didn't need to talk to me or to my mum or to my family to fill in the questionnaire about it. Unfortunately, this doctor didn't know very much about me, and that proved a problem. That meant my benefits were cut for a little while down to £20 a week. This was not enough for me to live on, and I doubt anybody else could in beside this country. Fortunately, my mum and I and the local CAB and my local social worker got onto this fast. We were able to locate a report that was written in 2001 about me by a neuropsychologist in Liverpool, and this changed the results. So I'm now back to my £50 a week, £200 a month, which is what I should be on. These problems are happening to a lot of people but doctors are being told to write their reports without contacting the family and the person who it is about. So how can they write a properly accurate statement? Thank you.
I'm Vicky Raphael, I'm a family carer, and in the last 2 years what's been good? It's been good working with the liaison nurse in our local hospital, training alongside her, learning about difficulties in providing healthcare from her point of view, and then being able to give our point of view as well and working together. I'm really quite worried. I know that there are lots more health checks happening for people with learning disabilities, but are we sure that we know that they're quality health checks? Are we able to know that there are good outcomes? I'm pretty sure that we don't.
Hello, I'm Richard Jackman. I'm here at the Department of Health's listening event in London. I have Asperger's syndrome and a very rare medical condition called panhypopituitarism. This was caused by the removal of a brain tumour on my pituitary gland, so now I have to take the hormones that my body does not produce in order to stay alive. This has changed my life, because now when I become ill or stressed or very happy or too hot or too cold, I can have an Addisonian crisis. This is a rapidly fatal condition, and unless I get an injection, I can go into shock and die. The problems I have are to do with wanting a more ordinary life. I want to leave my residential home and live in a small house with my own support, so I can be near my family and keep a cat. My problem is that my NHS PCT group and my social services will not work together, so I've been left with my life on hold for 2 years. Here is a picture of how the Wiltshire Council and Wiltshire Primary Care Trust have been assessing me for the last 2 years. I've been assessed, reassessed, my assessments have been assessed, but for me, nothing has changed. As a result of today's meeting, I want to be able to call up my council and my CCG and have a meeting next week. I want to be able to move out of my residential home beginning of next month, end of this month. I do not think that council workers and politicians understand how awful it is to have to wake up in a place you hate, and you can do nothing about it because the people who are supposed to help you don't. Thank you for putting together this event, but please do not be satisfied just putting together another document on paper. Paper does not change situations. People do. Please invest in the right people. Thank you.
Hey, hi, this is Christian. My name's Matt. We've come up from Cambridge today. You were in hospital just before Christmas of last year. I think one of the things that you've found through your personal experience is that although there has been some improvements in terms of reasonable adjustments, use of hospital passports, role of liaison nurses, etc., I think one of the big problems, and as I say, you found this personally, is that unless there's a real shift in how people with complex needs are seen and perceived by medical staff, i.e. that they're actually valued as human beings, all of those things, whereas they might give some improvement, they're not actually going to address a lot of the fundamental issues.
Sally and I are doing a MenCap project called Getting It Right. Oh, we've been visiting, Sally and I have been visiting doctor's surgeries.
To
Make sure
the services they offer you.
Make sure the service he offers you are correct. Yes.
And if they're not, you tell them what you think should be changed.
We should tell them what we think to be changed.
They're called reasonable adjustments.
What?
Reasonable adjustments.
They're called reasonable adjustments. yeah, yes, yeah, yeah, yeah.
What else have you been doing with them? What sort of things have you noticed that need changing in some surgeries, Robert?
Oh, we did about 3 leaflets, yeah, yeah. Instead of, yeah.
Easy read leaflets.
Yes, easy ready leaflets, yeah, yeah.
So people can understand them.
So people can understand them, yeah, 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 yeah.
Can you think of anything, Sally?
Think
About access to buildings.
access to the buildings.
Yeah, making sure that people have access.
Yeah.
Citizens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
Yes.
can do-
I've been doing it for a year now.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to say?
Sally's doing it at the Headland surgery in Kettering, and I'm going to do it at the Weaver surgery in Kettering. Yeah, 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 yeah. Because
Yes, that's it.
that's a fairly newish building, isn't it, Andrew?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yes. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Hi, my name's June Wilson. I have a wonderful daughter called Victoria, and she's got lots of health needs and severe learning disabilities. And she's 43 years old, so I feel that through her I have a wealth of experience in the health world. What works really well doesn't cost anything. It's when hospital and medical people really listen to me and believe in me and take my word for it that whatever's happening with Victoria is really happening. So it's all about attitude and listening. What doesn't work well is Jean gets cross, and then if they don't access me something, then I will use the law to change their attitude. So if I come across discrimination and prejudice, which I often do with Victoria, when she's denied a blood test or a special test, then I'll get angry and I won't slap them about the head with my handbag as I used to do. I just quote the 2010 Equality Act. That's it.
My name is Ifeoma Akube and I live in the London Borough of Haringey. I look after a severely disabled child as well as a disabled husband. What has really worked out well for me was the day my son had a very bad seizure and I needed to take him to hospital in the ambulance. And then they supported me and took both myself, my son and my disabled husband in the same ambulance and took all of us to the hospital where we were well looked after. And what hasn't worked well for me at all is the poor communication I am experiencing between doctors that's supposed to be looking after my son. My son had a renal failure sometime 5 years ago and has been looked after by Great Ormond Street. And just last year, he was discharged from Great Ormond Street. And the doctor that used to see him promised that he will be referred to a local hospital. And I'm highly worried that up till now, I haven't had anything from any doctor. And secondly, my son's care has increased. And one of the nurses that sees him very often applied for a health assessment for health funding on his behalf. Again, up till now, I haven't had anything since that last year, and it's really a bit of worrying for me. Thank you.
My name's Peter Cronham, and I'm here today with Jim Blair and Lloyd Page, and we talked a bit about St George's today, St George's Hospital today, and what we do, and showed the film Peter's Story. And on Thursday, we're going to see this, go to the Royal College of Nursing on Thursday and see the Silver Dolphin. And have my photo taken with the Silver Dolphin. That'd be another good day.
And Peter, what is the Silver Dolphin?
I showed the DVD in Cannes, Peter's Story, and it won the Silver Dolphin Award.
I went to hospital
for a minor seizure. I was first on the list, which was good. My mum came with me, she was allowed to stay with me. The bad thing was the letter, we didn't know where we was meant to go. They wouldn't explain it. Yeah. But before the good thing about it was when I went to the operating thing, they just was talking about what they were going to do. They said that it might hurt. If I wanted to squeeze the doctor's hand, I could. When he was putting the needle in me to make me go to sleep. So that was all good. That they were talking through what they were doing. And then there was a nurse beside my bed making sure everything was okay when I woke up. And I was a bit sleepy. I was like really sleepy after that, after the anaesthetic.
Understanding, disability awareness, communication, we are human.